Shit. Every time I cut this camera on, something's going wrong, and it's like, why? Why does the world want to fall apart when I'm making a video? Oh my god.
Why am I a shit show?
Hey boo, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. I don't know what's going on with this situation today. I just didn't feel like getting dressed up, but I really wanted to do this grooming your eyebrow tutorial because my eyebrows are completely bushy and barbaric and they need to come together, and we're gonna do that today. I don't know what's going on with my hair either. We're just gonna ignore it. We're just gonna ignore this. Like, why? Okay, first few things you're gonna need if you're going to groom your eyebrows at home. You're of course going to need some tweezers. These are just some really teeny tiny tweezers that I got from the beauty supply store. I recommend them being a little bit smaller just because you don't want to take off too much hair. We all know how that goes. You're gonna need a razor of some sort. This is just a Brittany professional eyebrow razor. This thing was $1.49 for 3 at the beauty supply store. So just get you some of those. And then you're gonna need like a cotton pad and some alcohol, some rubbing alcohol, just to disinfect everything. And of course you're also going to need an eyebrow brush, a little spoolie so that you can comb through your eyebrows, and a white pencil or a cream colored pencil. And then you're gonna need some sort of lubricant. You're nasty, stop it. Some sort of cleanser or moisturizer, just so that you put it over your eyebrows and it gives you some sort of like slip so you don't cut yourself. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is just take the very last of this rubbing alcohol and I'm putting that onto my little cotton pad. And I'm just gonna disinfect everything, my tweezer. And then I'm gonna take that cotton pad and flip it over and just kind of rub that over my eyebrows just to make sure that there isn't any dirt or debris on there that could get into the pore and cause a breakout. Tingly. So I'm just combing them all up so it's the same direction. And then if you want to, you can trim off any super long hairs that you see sticking out. I usually don't do this, so let's see how this goes. Okay, that's too scary, so I'm not gonna do that anymore. You can just like trim off the tops of the hairs to make them a little bit less long, but I'm not gonna do that because I can just see that ending horribly and we don't have time for that, especially on camera. Ooh. I like to take the Cetaphil and I just take a little bit on my finger and I just go in the same direction that I have the hairs and just sweep that through. This is gonna keep the hairs that you don't wanna pluck in place. I'm just gonna wipe a little bit of that Cetaphil off just so I can get my guidelines down. So with the white eye pencil, if you haven't seen my 3 ways to do eyebrows tutorial, I'm gonna need you to go check that out because in that video I talk about a rule where you could use like a pencil or something or a brush and you can kind of plot out your eyebrow shape. So I'm gonna do the same technique with trimming the brow up through, and that's where it should stop. So anything out here I would trim. I'm gonna go from the side of my nostril through my pupil, so through the pupil, and that's where my arch should be. So it should start to rise right about here, and then you go from the outside of the nostril to the corner of the eye through to the end, and that's where your eyebrow should stop. I'm just gonna take those same 3 points with my white pencil and just make a line here, go through my pupil again, right there, and then the outside is going to be right there. You do the same thing on each side. Now, this is where I should tell you, your eyebrows are sisters, they're not twins. Mine may be distant cousins, but your eyebrows are not supposed to be super identical, super perfect, so don't freak out because your face isn't super symmetrical, so your brows are going to be a little bit different. Now I'm just going to take the white pencil and kind of just plot out what hairs I don't want. And then connect it to that line. And that's how much hair you should take off at the bottom. So all of these hairs I'm gonna end up taking off. I always struggle a little bit more with this eyebrow just because she's always having an attitude. And also another tip, if you have a magnifying mirror, do not use the magnified part. Don't use the super close part of the mirror, because then you could really mess up because you're seeing up close and personal all the little hairs, and you don't really want you don't really want to do that. You don't want to, like I said, take off too much hair. So when it's magnified like that and you can see all the hairs that you could pluck, you're gonna start plucking too much. So just use the regular side of a mirror. And I'm kind of leaning in on something just so I can keep my arms and stuff steady. And I will say it's a little bit harder to see the hairs with the white pencil. So I'm just blending it down just a little bit so I can see where exactly the root of that hair is, because you want to pull at it from the root.
Damn, that's a thick hair.
Bushy baby brows, bushy and barbaric, ha ha. You're not gonna wipe this off and your brows are gonna be perfect. You just want to clean them up. So again, I take it and then I start sweeping it up some more cleanser, because this is where you really need your cleanser, this step. Going real slow. When I'm doing the top, I kind of just clean up the outside. I'm really not trying to like shape the brow. You don't really want to start plucking too much off the top of your brow, because that makes your brows really, really thin. You just want to take off from the bottom part. And then once I do my razor, I can go back in with my tweezer and arch my brow the way that I want it.
As you can see, I am half Chewbacca. I am. He's my cousin. Chew, why weren't you at the family reunion? I missed you.
This brow, like I said, has always been a little bit thicker than my other brows, so that's just how it is, especially at the arch. So I'm not really worried about it. I think they both look pretty good for a home DIY brow situation. You take some moisturizer and you just moisturize the area, and that way you don't get any breakouts from dry skin and stuff. That's how I pluck it. But
This is also a good time to like fix the upper lip situation.
hey boo, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. So today we're gonna be doing worst products 2015. I ain't happy. Like the whole idea of using an angled brush and a cream liner though, if you are a beginner. Only getting better if I haven't passed you yet, watch me catch.